Good morning, y'all. Keith Busby here, the Kettlebell Cowboy. Man, it is hot and stupid muggy out here today. Just finished my workout. I did a little bit in reverse order, and as usual, not so usual lately, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I'll post that workout to the Kettlebell Cowboy Instagram page. I'll also drop a little note for it here in the description on this YouTube. It's been a minute. I think 3 weeks or so, maybe something like that, since my last post. Was really trying to be consistent in my workouts and doing these videos and and growing and things of that nature, as we all should probably be doing. Preached a lot about consistency and doing something every day, and kind of failed. All right, that's the truth of it. Now, having said that, which is the truth, how do you deal with that, right? Really preached a lot on it. I shouldn't use the word preach. I'm not a damn preacher, but I really talked a lot about it. Okay, in the sense that you got to be stronger. You got to do it every day. It's got to be something that's consistently strong in your life, and don't have any days off. All the lip service to it. And partially, it is a lot of lip service sometimes, okay? And I think, and look, sometimes I don't think that's too bad, because the more you say positive things to yourself and talk about things like that, the better off you are, I think. But the truth of it is that, and this is kind of cliche, I guess, but I hear people say it all the time, life happens, okay? Well, that's true, life does happen. However, it's not always in your control, but typically how you choose to let life happen is a bigger thing. And I chose to not heed my own words, not be consistent with my workouts again, not be consistent with making these YouTube videos again, right? So where does that leave me? Where does that leave me on this journey that I keep talking about, right? Man, I hate what I'm getting ready to have to do, y'all. So don't anybody make fun of me about this, all right? I'm very sensitive to it. Yeah, here we go. Ta-da. Anyway, I can't read anything. I know I should probably go get things looked at, but whatever. I made some notes again, because it makes me look cross-eyed, doesn't it? I do not like this. Anyway, maybe I'll take them on and off. We'll see how this rolls out. Talked a lot about discipline. And here's the deal, it's a discipline of consistency, right? I let myself down. So like I was just saying, where do you go? Well, failing is part of life. Done a lot of coaching, coached a lot of baseball, the biggest failure games that there is, okay? But failing is part of it. It's part of baseball. It's part of life. But the only time that you really lose is if you quit, if you just give up, okay? Even now that I've been inconsistent and allowed myself to go to some places that I didn't really want to go to, I don't want to say it's okay, because it's really kind of not okay. However, picking yourself back up is okay. Getting back into the game is okay. As a matter of fact, it's not just okay, it's what you should be doing. And by the way, man, I think sometimes I come across like too, again, preachy. Guys, I'm talking to myself here a lot of the times, okay? In the hopes, as always, as I've said to you guys, in the hopes that maybe this will help some people. And it occurred to me while I was doing my, by the way, the workout today was stupid hard. I did a 30-minute row to warm up. And by the way, for all you people out there going, I thought you were a kettlebell cowboy, rucker, body weight, and I am. That's my typical go-to. However, and I've always said this, if somebody said, I'm going to put you on a desert island and you can take with you one piece of gear, I think that's Pearl. Yep. That's Pearl the donkey. I don't know if y'all can see Pearl the donkey. There she is. She's letting me know she's here. Anyway, if somebody said you could take one piece of gear to a desert island with you, what would it be? No doubt about like a piece of gear, right? A machine, if you will. It'd be a row machine. It'd be a row machine. I use the concept too. I love it. But that would be the one thing that I would take. So anyway, I did a 30-minute row this morning on that, and kind of alluding back to some of the other videos that I've done. When I get on the row machine, when I get into my workouts, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but for me, especially on the row machine, because I do like a methodical 30-minute row, right? My head, I can think, I can sit, I can reflect, and I love that. And it really opens a lot of doors in my mind. It gets me closer to some of the things that I want to say, that I want to learn, that I want to do. So having said that, while I was doing my row today, I started thinking about praying and how people pray sometimes, right? And what that looks like. And I did this just very recently, and what you go through. And we're praying and we're asking for things, right? And that's okay. That's what you're supposed to do, in my opinion. And you're asking, and you're asking, and you're asking. God, just show me. I want to be a better man. Show me how to be a better man. What do I need to do to be a better man? Just show me. I want to be a better man for you, for everybody in my life. I don't want to be this guy that keeps failing at consistency and kind of failing at life sometimes, right? Don't want to be that guy. God, show me how to not be that guy. Show me how to be the guy that you want me to be. Please, right? And then you kind of sit back, and I think sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, you think, it's going to be kind of a Shazam. The hell am I trying to say? It's going to be a Shazam moment, right? Where God is going to all of a sudden, throw down that lightning bolt. He's going to fix all your troubles and all your worries. That can probably happen, okay? Not probably, it can, all right? It's been my experience that most times he'll answer your prayers. But you got a part in this. And God, it's that you thing. I've got a part in this, right? And my part in this is I have to be open to see, to hear, to know, to pay attention, to have eyes to see, ears to hear, right? Open my soul, open my heart, open everything that I can open to find that message, right? It's been my experience that most times God will show up. He'll show you. He'll show you exactly what you need to do. He'll answer your prayers. And then that old pesky thing of free will comes in, right? And it's you're praying for all this stuff. God shows you what you're supposed to do, and you either ignore it, don't believe it, or just flat out say, I'm not going to do it. And then, of course, you blame God for not answering your prayers. It's a load of crap, okay? It's a straight-up load of crap. And look, I understand that it's hard to, a lot of people say, well, I don't see, I don't hear, whatever, but, well, maybe you're not listening hard enough. I probably shouldn't say it that way. I think most people really want to have their prayers answered, really want to see and hear, and I don't really have an answer for that one, okay? All I know is that when it happens for me, it's not a Shazam moment. It is, oh, that's what you want me to do. Okay, got it. And then again, I have free will, okay? I have free will. And that's the part of that, the free will thing, to take that free will thing a step further. It's action-oriented, okay? Just like my workouts that I've missed for the last 3 weeks, okay? Just like doing these videos that I haven't done for 3 weeks, okay? Being inconsistent. When God answers your prayer, and he may give you 2 or 3 different things that he wants you to do and to help you along the path that you're asking him to help you along, which is way cool, by the way. But when he answers that prayer, there's some action you have to take. Okay? This is not just a, God's gonna throw the lightning bolt at you, which could happen. But most times there's some action that you have to take. And that's where I'm at today. That's where I'm at today. And I'm learning how to work through this. And it was shown to me clearly yesterday the action that I need to take in certain situations. And it's amazing the clarity that you can get from that. Now, am I saying to you that all my issues are going to be fixed? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that it boils down also to belief and faith that even though this is fantastic, I heard, I saw, I am taking action, it's not a be-all, end-all. It's not going to fix everything, but by God, it is a fantastic first step that I believe, because of faith, will lead to subsequent steps that lead to a journey, that lead to growing in faith. Got to turn my page here. All right, and you know, I should have led in with this verse today, because this is going to be the name of the wad today. It's Proverbs 13:18. I do something weird sometimes. I turn on my computer and kind of half crack it, and there's a guy I found on YouTube who reads the Bible. I can't remember his name, but he's really pretty cool, and his voice is pretty soothing, and freaking just reads the Bible. I put it on Proverbs last night. Man, that's the first time I've ever, and as I've noted before, I'm not huge into the scriptures. I'm learning, I'm growing. It's part of my journey. But it was really cool listening to this cat last night and listening to Proverbs and all the great nuggets of wisdom that are in there. And I talk a lot about discipline, and I heard discipline Proverbs I don't know how many times. And one of the verses that kind of stuck out to me, and especially for where I'm at right now today, is Proverbs 13:18, and it goes like this: Whoever disregards discipline comes to poverty and shame, but whoever heeds correction is honored. Think about that last part for a minute. Whoever heeds correction is honored. What that says to me is, yes, I need discipline. Yes, I want to be a disciplined and live a disciplined life in all aspects of my life. But I also have to be aware that there are actions that I can take as a man that are going to help me correct some of the ingrained behavior that has kept me from being the best man that I can be. And I think it's particularly hard for men to do a quote unquote deep dive on themselves spiritually. But once you realize that you need to do that, there's action that needs to be taken, and you should do that. It's wholly beneficial. And the other side of that coin, if you will, is not only is it hard, I think, for men in particular to do that, I think it actually might be harder sometimes, at least it is for me, for men, guys, to recognize that they need to do it. To recognize that maybe you've been glossing over a lot of things in your life for a lot of years. A lot of years. Maybe you've been putting facades in place that really keep you from looking any deeper, because it's a protection thing, right? Whatever it may be. Tough guy image, cowboy image, whatever it is. And I'm not saying it's just all an image, guys, okay? But what I am saying is sometimes we can put up facades and ways of living that allow us to stay stuck where we are, not dig any deeper into who we are, and to some degree be subpar. And I think a lot of times, once it gets ingrained, once that is set up, you don't really realize, I think, where you are, and it's okay to settle. And I'm not saying we all have to be reaching for that brass ring constantly. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I am saying is, it's more of a search for your inner best self, your inner best man. And I think sometimes putting those walls in place really is a detriment to doing that. I'm going to digress slightly here. I'm going to come back to this, but in the whole thing of the prayer and the taking action and that kind of thing, it's once you do here, in my case, I prayed, I heard, and I saw, and I wow, okay, here's some steps I need to take. Sweet, God's talking to me. I got it. But it's not enough just to hear. It's not enough just to see. And it's certainly not enough just to tell others that you've seen and that you've heard. Because that's also just lip service. As a matter of fact, arguably, in my opinion, it would be better to recognize what God has put in front of you, take action on it, get something tangible from it that is affecting your life and making you a better person before you say anything to anybody. Look, I'm guilty of it. I've done it, okay? Oh my gosh, God showed me this, right? I get it. It's cool. You want to tell somebody, I get it, man. It's cool. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, as long as you take the action that's required, okay? But I think there is something wrong with screaming it from the mountaintops if you don't take action, if you're not consistent, if it's not going to become part of your life and part of who you are, then you're just some fool running around screaming. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't be the screaming fool, right? It's faith as a Christian, if you will, I think is an actionable faith. We're not. I don't think we're called to just scream from the mountaintops and be that guy, right? I think it's more of a. I think it needs to be actionable, and let me say this too, in thinking this through, not actionable in the sense of for self-importance or boaster. That's a problem too, okay? Even if you are taking the action, be careful and be humble about what you say. Sometimes it's better not to say. Sometimes it's better just to be. Okay? It makes for a stronger walk in faith, I think. It's a consistent, quiet strength that should be known and felt at a spiritual level by others. It doesn't require a whole lot of bolster. And be wary of those who do. And I hope you don't think that's what I'm doing here. I'm just talking about my experience and where I'm at, and hopefully it's going to help you. I think it helps me to do this. I think it helps me to just sit here and talk to you guys. I'd love to hear from some of y'all. Sidebar here, subscribe, click that like button. Check out the Instagram page. Do the workouts, man. This is about working out too. This is not just about all the spiritual stuff. I want you guys to work out too. This workout today was absolutely banging tough. I mean, it was hard. So check that out too. So I guess, to kind of wrap this up, I continue. I keep going longer than I probably want to, right? Have discipline of consistency, actionable faith, and remember Proverbs 13:18. Whoever disregards discipline comes to poverty and shame, but whoever heeds correction is honored. What that last part means to me is seek out that correction, okay? We all need some help sometimes. If you have areas in your life that you need some help with, seek out that correction. Don't be afraid. Let me say it a different way. Let me say it in the way that it was handed to me. It was told to me in no uncertain terms day ago, all the things where I'm falling short and failing myself and the ones I love around me. Now, look, I had two ways to go with this because I'm going to tell you it was hard to hear. All right? It was hard to hear. It was, I mean, it was unvarnished, and I took a whooping. I'm telling you straight up. It was a straight up butt whooping. I could go some different ways with that, right? I could be the angry guy who doesn't believe any of it and who wants to keep that facade up and he doesn't want to talk about it and he wants to go tell the other person just to forget about you and don't want to hear from you anymore. You can go that route, and a lot of people do. I think most people do. Or I could take a real honest, introspective look at what was said to me and go, you know what? That's the truth. That person just spoke the truth to me. Just told me where I'm at. If you are fortunate enough to have someone in your life who does that for you, thank that person because that's huge. Now, look, it can't come from an angry place that whoever this person is, right? I don't know who mine was, but if it happens to you, it should come from, hopefully it will come from someone who has a great heart and who loves you, right? And who cares about you enough to give you the truth, the unvarnished, slap you in the face, smack your ass down truth, okay? Because that's what it takes sometimes for hard-headed men like me. And there's a lot of you son of a guns out there. You got to be hitting the head with a damn 2x4 before you get it. But brother, when that 2x4 hits you, pay some attention. It hurts. Okay? Probably not a good idea to get smacked with it too damn many times. But know that if the person on the other end of that board is whacking you with it because they care about you and they want to see you do better, then listen. Own it. Make the correction. Whoever heeds correction, I can't remember this stuff. So perfect. Whoever heeds correction is honored. That person is honoring you. They're giving you an opportunity. They're correcting you and giving you an opportunity to correct yourself. God answered a prayer for me in that right there. That smackdown I took was an answered prayer. He knows how to talk to me, and he knows how to talk to you. But you got to listen. You have to listen. Don't get angry. Take a step back. Take 5 steps back. Okay? But listen. Heed that correction. Honor yourself. Honor whoever's talking to you about it. And change things. Thanks for listening, y'all. Until next time. This is Keith Busby, the Kettlebell Cowboy. You kill that quitting mind and train to the edge of your existence. KB out.